Hello everybody and welcome to my channel. I guess we're not actually playing a game today. Today is State of the Channel for July, or if you prefer, State of the Channel for that month in which I did like 4 videos and then nothing else. And we'll have some reasons for that, and we're going to cover what we're actually going to be doing this time. So this was the schedule as of last time, and we will be going over it shortly. But first, I want to talk about a few things. What happened since the last State of the Channel on about, what was it, the 15th or the 16th of last month? So it's been just over a month because it's the 24th of July today. So what happened was, first, hit by the youngest kid. Asthma attacks. Constantly. Terribly. For like a week and a half. Maybe even almost 2 weeks, counting recovery time and all that kind of stuff, where we had her at the hospital numerous times. Like, she's taking her medication and all this throughout the entire ordeal, and just not breathing. And like, this is something, asthma and similar conditions are something that a lot of people have experience with nowadays, but a lot of people don't. Or a lot of people like went to school with somebody who had asthma, and they would take their puffer, like, before playing basketball or something like that. But like, serious shit, asthma is terrifying as fuck. Like, you have a person who can't breathe, who is gasping to get air in and trying to just pull it with all of their might, and their body is wearing out because their muscles are all are working so hard to pull air in, right? And you just get exhausted and just so worn out, and you get to the point where you just don't have the strength almost to keep going and just getting air into your lungs, right? And when you're doing this with medication happening as well, and you're medicated, so this is the best it's going to be, like you're taking relievers and all this kind of stuff, and you're still having these kinds of situations. And even if it's not that bad, if it's just irritating, hard to breathe asthma, not quite like the absolutely you're about to pass out stuff, for extended periods of time, your fingernails start to go blue and your face starts to pale and all that kind of stuff. Like, you're not oxygenated to the extent that you need to be. Your blood oxygen level is just not there. And this is the situation that we were facing, and we were in the hospital numerous times over the span of this time and whatnot. And eventually got through probably the worst set of asthma attacks she's had yet. She is 5 years old now, only 5. And she's been having asthma attacks for a few years now, but this is so far the worst of them that she has ever had. And we were busy with that, just completely busy with that for not an entire 2 weeks, but at least a week and a half, and then there was a little bit of recovery time on that. And after that, right when she was feeling better and everything was clear, we had to go out of town for my grandfather, my mother's father's funeral. That is, excuse me, out in the, I guess it would be the Pembina Valleys, but out near Manitou, Manitoba. I, of course, live in the great Winterpeg up here in Kanukistan, and we had to go out of town for my grandfather's funeral. All kinds of crazy shit. You know how family gatherings are always just the craziest shit you've ever seen? Well, all kinds of crazy shit there. So that took another, little bit more than an entire weekend of time there. And then lo and behold, I get back and I record a couple videos. I record a couple Longmore videos, and I record... I get my mods set up for the newest Factorio playthrough. We'll talk about that shortly, and I play like the first session of it. And I get sick as shit. And I am just completely unable to speak, right? Like, okay, I can speak and I can make sounds, but all it is non-stop coughing. And... I'm like, yeah, no, this shit isn't going to cut it for a video. So I'm recovering from that and whatnot. And that's like a week of this. And oh my goodness, all things considered, once everything is sorted and we get to today, it's been like 3 weeks of just what the fuck. Anyway, that's where I've been. We're going to be getting back into games real soon, though, ladies and gentlemen. Let's take a look at our calendar and see how things are going to be looking. So, first of all, let's prune some old stuff here, and I have a few series to talk about in here. From the top, Factorio Mini Megabase I have completed. I got pissed off at the world generation in default Factorio, making a very, very not rail base, and very, very have to constantly build new expansion outposts. Because as you get further away, you hardly get any extra resources and all that in the vanilla map gen and all that whatnot. So we finished this one. We launched a rocket. We did a proper end to this mini mega base. We did launch a rocket. We reached endgame. We completed this game, even if it wasn't super long term. We will be starting a new Factorio playthrough very soon. I've recorded the first session of it, but I have to go through and record it again because I've recorded it like 3 times. I have to go through and record it again because, again, coughing and hacking and inability to do anything basically in it. So I need to get a nice clean one, and then we will go live with that. The new Factorio playthrough has a interesting condition. It is going to be much larger scale, actual real world with RSO for resources, and I really hate RSO usually, but we're going to give it a try here. And the win condition for the new Factorio is going to be when we hit a number of rockets launched equal to 1 plus the number of likes on all videos and the playlist for this Factorio playthrough. Which means, let's say, okay, guys, I don't have a big head. I understand that these videos, unless something ridiculous happens, are going to get between 0 and 1 like, for the most part. But let's say we release 30 episodes before we launch a rocket, right? And each one of those gets a miraculous 1 like each. That's 31 rockets we have to launch. And if the playlist gets 1 like as well, one of you generous folks, that means we have to launch 32 rockets. And, who knows? If they get like 1,000 likes each, we have to launch, 30,000 rockets. Or the other win condition on this Factorio map is going to be version 16 releases, right? So it only goes until version 16 comes out. I'm not going to keep playing it once version 16 releases. Version 15 has just hit a stable candidate. It has not officially been stabilized yet, but a stable candidate has been released. So I'm expecting stable within the next week to 2. So we've still got months to go before 16 is out. So yeah, that's the situation on Factorio. I don't know what I'm going to title this, but we are going to have Factorio in that 6 o'clock a.m. Central time slot. Oh, excuse me. It'll be coming soon. It's going to be a whole new set of mods. Mods will be in the description as always. Prophecy of Pendor. So, a lot of news about this one. Very shortly after the last one of these State of the Channel videos, I kept playing Prophecy of Pendor with the intention of finishing it up and then starting some other Mount and Blade series. And we got ourselves a corrupt-ass save game, apparently. And, I say apparently because I never actually saved the game. It froze, the game didn't straight up freeze, but it sort of, the animations were still playing, but I couldn't do any inputs into the game at all. So we closed out of it, and I started it up again, and when I tried to press the load save game button in Mount and Blade, it would just lock up the game, right? And I went and I took the save game out of the folder. If I take the save game out of the folder, I can press the load save game button, right? There is a backup save game that is made in Mount and Blade, but the backup save game is an identical copy of the actual save game. So it doesn't really help me because if I rename it, it does the exact same thing. Mount and Blade locks up when I open the load save game button. So we're kind of fucksored in that sense. Basically, our save is gone in Prophecy of Pendor. Prophecy of Pendor was cut short, but we were on a winning push. We had killed the Empire, we had killed Sarleon, and the Dashar were down to their last couple castles. Or did I kill the Dashar? I might have even killed the Dashar, and I was turning my eyes to the Fjordsvane next. It was the Fjordsvane and Ravenstern. Ravenstern would have been the toughest thing to deal with, of course, because of their rangers on the walls and their Kiersguards in front of them. But we were on track, and then we would have had to kill the last of the heroic personalities and whatnot. We were on our way. Mount and Blade will be returning. I don't have the immediate inspiration to start playing it again right away because I am so behind on all the other games. If I had continued playing Long War 2 because I didn't get sick and the kids didn't get sick and I didn't have to go to funerals and all kinds of crazy things, then and I had a backlog of it, and I had a backlog of Factorio, or even if I was just up to date on those, I would start playing some Mount and Blade. But the fact is, I am completely out of everything, and I need to catch up on everything. So Mount and Blade is going to be a little while. For now, it's off the calendar, but it will be returning in this time slot. Either Prophecy of Pendor or some other mod, I haven't decided 100% yet, will be returning in the 9 a.m. time slot. Long War 2 is still ongoing. We are very close to the black site. I am going to play some more sometime in the next couple of days. And then once I have a few videos, they're going to start posting on a daily basis again. I'm hoping no later than this weekend, probably before this weekend, we're going to get Long War 2 back on track. And right now, I think everything has been sorted. There is nothing like that is about to destroy everything unless it's a secret to me. So we should be able to get a consistent, steady release again very soon. So Long War 2 will be returning very soon. Battle Brothers is finished. It's amazing, isn't it? Oh my god, I was on vacation. I played like 80-something videos worth of Battle Brothers. And it's finished now. The reason it's finished now and we will not be returning to that particular campaign of Battle Brothers is because version 1.1 of Battle Brothers released, which is sort of like the final release version. And I did load up that save game in 1.1 a few times, and it is so full of fucking bugs that it loads, but it is so full of fucking bugs that we're not going to play it. It's just not going to happen, guys. So, if I do return to Battle Brothers, which I would love to do, we will be starting a new mercenary company and starting from scratch again with new lessons learned and all that. It's been a couple months since I've played, realistically speaking. I've played a couple little teeny bits every here and there for like the 1.1 release and whatnot. But for now, Battle Brothers is a done. And then Hearts of Iron 4, which was announced last time. I still want to get Hearts of Iron 4 going, but the same reason that we're not starting a new Mount and Blade campaign yet. I need to get caught up on Long War 2, and I would like to get a start on the new Factorio playthrough as well first. And then we can start looking to other things. So Hearts of Iron 4, which I wanted to start releasing a month ago, basically, a campaign of, is temporarily on the back burner. Hearts of Iron 4 will still be a high priority, but it looks like we missed the Death or Dishonor launch by about a month. Because, well, more than a month. Excuse me, about a month now. And now it's going to be even longer before we get to this. But we will be playing Hearts of Iron 4 in the future. But for the time being, we are very, very, very scaled back. Right now, this very second, we're scaled back to the 0 videos point, in fact. I haven't released anything in the last couple days. But Long War 2 will be returning shortly. Factorio will be returning shortly. Then as we get established again in those two, we will start introducing some more games. Probably Hearts of Iron 4, maybe some Pendor. We'll see how that goes. And I would, I'd like to, this is all very strategy and tactics designed, except for maybe Minecraft. And logistics, yes, and logistics design too. I would like to maybe throw up another possibility for a type of game on here real quick. And that's something like Fallout 4 or Skyrim SE, maybe. I haven't actually played Skyrim SE. I played the other Skyrim a lot. The reason I'm skeptical about this is because, okay, creative assembly games like Total War are absolutely terrible to stick on YouTube. For me, in my experience, the videos get killed because apparently they don't like me posting videos of their game. But I had a lot of issues with Fallout New Vegas and whatnot. And it was largely due to the radio, though, I'm pretty sure. I would love to play some more of this kind of game though. We did stream Skyrim for a while, but it kind of died off for the same sort of reason. So I don't know. Fallout 4, Skyrim, SE, maybe. I don't know. We'll see some of the DLC on that, or even like Stalker. I don't know. Anyway, I'm gonna just put this sort of format of game on here, right? Not necessarily any of these games, but this format of game as a possible thing in the future. And if you have interest in something like this, and these would be heavily modded, by the way, all three of these, any of these would be heavily, heavily modded. If you have any interest in this format of game, potentially, let me know. We'll see. Anyway, as always, comments, lots of comments. I want to hear what everybody has to say, about games and the channel and all that fun stuff. Until next time, I have been Liz, and I hope to get back into this very, very soon. I hope to get the ball rolling in no time. In before nothing until next month's State of the Channel. See you then.